What is going on, YouTube? I am the Ranting Aquarian, and I just want to share a quick story with you all today. Excuse my voice, my allergies are still kicking my butt. But over on my TikTok channel, I am sharing my journey also going into the United States Army. And a young lady reached out to me. She's 27 years old. She was basically like, hey, I really want to enlist into the military, but this whole thing that's going on with, the USA, Iran, and Israel is making me kind of nervous. So I had to let her know. And let me share this with you before I go off on a rant. I had to let her know that, okay, your process enlisting into the military is not going to be a quick one. I have been waiting since last July to enlist, and I just keep, running into roadblocks. So you have that, and then when you go to basic training, that's a minimum of 10 weeks, and then we have AIT, that's a minimum of 10 weeks also. And those of you who don't know, AIT, that is when you are training for whatever job, whatever MOS that you have. So I told her, this thing that's going on right now is just going to be another thing of the past that we had to endure. Now, I do have to say this warning, because I don't feel like I'll be responsible if I don't say this. Enlisting into the military, you are going to be faced with that possibility of a war or of being deployed. It's just a thing that I don't want to say that there's no way around it, but there is that possibility that's there. It's not always a cakewalk. I'm not even enlisted yet, but I have been doing my research, and I also come from a very military background, my family members. And this is just something that I understand. All we can do is just pray for the best. And how many times have we heard or seen people that have been deployed, American citizens that have been deployed, and they came back? Now, granted, everything is not going to be perfect, but our troops made it back. And that's the most important thing. Like, they did what they had to do on their deployment. They made it back to the States safely. And unfortunately, we did, over these years, not just in current years, over decades, over centuries, we have lost American troops, fighting in these said wars or being deployed. And that's just always a sad situation that happens. None of us want these things to happen, but it just does happen. And all we can really do is just pray. And this is why our troops are so important to us, or should be important to us as United States citizens, because this is something serious. This is a serious career. This is not just a job. Like, this is not just like working at Walmart or something. This is career. You're putting your life on the line. And I'm not saying just to protect your country. This is to protect your family. Like, you are doing a really brave thing, taking the leap to want to enlist into the United States military. It doesn't matter which branch that you join in. You are valuable. You are really important and special to us here in the United States. And we always thank our troops. We always want to pray for our troops. No matter how you feel about it, you should want to pray for your troops. And it just boggles my mind, the people that have negative things to say about our soldiers, because it's like, do you not want your country to have a military? Like how does that work in your mind? But anywho, do you guys know how long? Well, let me say this first. I'm somebody that believes in the boy that cried wolf. So after you telling me something so many times, it's like, okay, yeah, okay, all right. Well, if it's going to happen, then it's going to happen. Or like, I need to, I just have a hard time just believing stuff. All right. Especially if it's like, we keep talking about this and nothing has happened. So I decided to do my research last night, and I'm like, why does it seem like every year we're talking about World War III? And you guys want to know why? It is because we have been on the brink of World War III since the 40s. Somebody fact check me. It could be, earlier than that. But I got since the 40s. That's what I found. Since the 40s, we have been on the brink of World War III. And this is why it seems like every year we're talking about this same thing, because it has been a same thing for like every year. It's always something that's happened. It's like, oh, we're on the brink of World War III. And then what happens? Everybody gets really excited. Everybody just starts panicking. You start calling whatever president, it doesn't matter who it is, whether it's Trump, whether it's Biden, whether it's Obama, whether it's George W. Bush, so on and so forth. You're going to call them stupid. They don't know what they're doing, yada, yada, yada. And nothing happens. And then we just move on. And then nobody talks about it. They act like it just didn't happen. But, since now that Trump is in office, everybody's freaking out. Oh, my gosh, he's going to send us into World War III. He doesn't know what he's doing. But think about this, guys. And this is a conversation that I had with one of my buddies. We can say that these people don't know what they're doing, but they have to know what they're doing for them to reach the highest position in the land. They have to know something. They can't be that stupid. They may, make stupid decisions, or, I can't even say it's stupid decisions, because I still feel like even with the most evil things that some of these people do, it's strategically done. Like, we can't act like these people are acting alone. There's a whole team behind them that, is telling them what to do. But at the end of the day, the president, he just can't go out and say this is what's going to happen. There are circumstances where he can, but things have to go through a process. And when people don't know how to be a president, or anybody that's in one of those high positions, it's easier to say anything derogatory towards these people because you're not there. And your opinion is really irrelevant. Because at the end of the day, we can say that we understand politics. We don't understand a damn thing. Like, just keeping it a stack, we really don't understand this. How many of you can go debate for debate with somebody who has one of these political science degrees or something crazy like that, who has sat in the rooms with presidents and the Senate and Congress and all of this stuff? How many of you really can go toe-to-toe and can name these articles and all of this stuff off the top of your head? A lot of us, 99% of us cannot do that. Okay? And I could be stretching a little, but it's a really tiny percentage of us that can sit in these rooms with these people and know what the heck what we're talking about. Now, there's good and bad. So I'm not even saying that everything, like even who I deem the bad people, know what they're talking about. They know what they're talking about to an extent, but they still have negative intentions, because if they didn't, why were millions of illegal migrants able to come into our country? Like, I feel like that's you're a traitor to your country if you do something like that. We don't know these people, and then we have these individuals that want to feel like they're so empathetic that, oh, what the president is doing is wrong because he's kicking them out of the country. They need to go. Because now we're dealing with a situation where we have sleeper cells. And then you're going to blame the president for that, the current president for that, when the current president isn't the one who allowed these people to come into the country. Like, do you understand what we're fighting up against right now? And it's not a game. It's really not a game. These sleeper cells, these illegal migrants who have these criminal backgrounds, and I'm not talking about the ones that came here, they came here illegally. That's breaking the law. But they worked, they paid their taxes. I'm not talking about them, even though that is wrong, because I can't go into somebody else's country and do the same thing. But there's people that don't want to, they don't want to acknowledge that, because they will never put themselves in those shoes. They probably would never travel outside of the United States. But, that is what it is. But yeah, anybody who is looking to enlist into the military, I wouldn't let this situation deter you. But at the end of the day, it is ultimately your choice and what you want to do. I can't stop you from doing what you want to do, but understand that we're growing. We are getting older every day, every year, and time is going to pass you. I cannot believe I'm 36 years old. And I should have been in the military a decade ago. I should have been in the military over a decade, really. But I listened to other people. I let them dictate my choices. So here I am at 36, finally deciding, like, hey, I'm making my own choices. I'm calling the shots. This is what I feel is best for me and my family and my lineage and my bloodline. So this is what I'm doing. Like, we're not playing any more games. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys that little pep talk without ranting too much. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Please be sure to subscribe if you want to follow me along on my military journey into enlisting, the before and the after. I can't tell you during because I'm not going to have my phone when I'm in basic and AIT. But I don't know if I'll be able to make videos in AIT, but we'll see about that. But yeah, I will keep you guys posted. But yeah, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I will talk to you in the next one. Peace out.